have been laying the solid foundation for a major leap forward in terms of economic growth and development in our country. I know that their work has already been contributing significantly to the social and economic development of the country and our people. I am confident, ladies and gentlemen, that our best days are still ahead of us in terms of maximizing the gains from scientific research, technological development, and innovation for development. This government recognizes the competitive and comparative advantage we have as Jamaicans when it comes to creativity and innovation. We have placed renewed emphasis on science, technology, and innovation. We are giving sharp focus to the development of nutraceuticals from Jamaican plants as a necessary plan for accelerating growth and creating new businesses. You want me to tell you something? Those of us who grew up in the country, when we had an headache as children, they didn't take us to the doctors. They went beside the house, behind the kitchen, or in front of the yard. They picked something, they tied on our forehead, and within 2 hours, we're all playing again, pain gone. I am convinced that in this country, we have the cure for every disease in the world. I am pushing the scientific council to look seriously. Thank God for Honorable Professor Morrison. He's placed on a place to ensure that my wishes of pushing nutraceuticals from our plants and our herbs must be carried out. Can you imagine? We have 2 wonderful spots, Bath and Milford. Our herbs and plants and massages and whatever that could take place there, if we really develop those things to benefit not only Jamaicans, but our visitors alike, we have possibilities. And so, we're focusing on technology and information communication technology. We're seeking to create an enabling environment for creativity, innovation in all disciplines. Science, technology, and innovation have been placed at the top of the national agenda for research and development investment. The growth agenda must become everybody's business, and it must be driven by the application of science, technology, and innovation. Ladies and gentlemen, we know that scientific research and development is risky business. There are no guarantees in the world of innovation. We know that greater investments have to be made to secure meaningful growth, creating thousands of jobs we need, expand business ownership, generate more revenue, and develop the country's export capacity. I have mandated all state agencies to facilitate people who want to produce. Some agencies have become too focused on their role as regulators to the detriment of their responsibility as facilitators. Ladies and gentlemen, November has been designated Science, Technology and Innovation Month. The month-long series of activities will focus our collective attention on the theme, Science and Technology for Economic Development. Globally, science and technology is a major driver for economic development. Every developed country has achieved that status through the appropriate application of science and technology. Ladies and gentlemen, the time has come for us to use the inspiration of these pioneers to unleash the tremendous potential that resides in our people and in our natural resources. We need to nurture our youth and awaken their natural genius. We need to engender a culture of scientific rebirth, innovation, and the application of new and appropriate technology. We must make fuller use of the Jamaican brand and fully exploit our advantages. I give you a joke, but it's something that happened. The minister distributed tablets to a number of schools across the country and distributed tablets to a school in my constituency. And he indicated that they will not be able to get on the prom side. A 15-year-old broke his system and got into it. Broke into his system. I called him and I said to him, no one needs to rough him, to speak to him angrily, but to court him and let him show you exactly what he did, so you will know what to do to prevent it from happening again. And I made the minister give me a promise that for Christmas, after holidays, he is to employ him at his ministry, a pollinator. Ladies and gentlemen, we must make fuller use of the Jamaican brand and fully exploit our advantages. We must be more aggressive in protecting our intellectual property. Much of our cultural heritage has remained under the radar for far too long. The knowledge base of our cultural science has remained largely untapped. Over 50% of plants declare to have medical or medicinal properties can be found growing here in Jamaica. Several are well known. Our ginger is sought after. Our coffee and cocoa industries just can't produce enough. Going forward, we will be reviewing regulations and laws with the intent to develop a blueprint with respect to our nutraceutical industry, which is estimated to have a global market worth of US $600 billion. The extracts of our medicinal and other plants will be harnessed and brought to market under controlled best practices. Ladies and gentlemen, this comprises extracts from, such as powders, teas, roots, and tonic wines, herbal medicines, food supplements prepared by age-old techniques and meeting the standards required for the world market. We can do it. Other countries have been doing it. We can do it too. And if anything, I know we have the best. The development of the national nutraceutical industry includes registering we must register all stakeholders, monitor their practices, and certify them to be of international standards and quality, and not to copy the bad standards from other countries, because some not so right. Those of us who would have checked for international news this morning would have heard what happened, I think, in India to a number of women. Ladies and gentlemen, this is part of the renewed commitment of the government to the development and implementation of policies to drive science, technology, and innovation. The National Commission on Science and Technology has been re-established. It has a mandate to encourage and guide research and development while enabling the people of Jamaica to understand the role of science and technology in their daily lives. Ladies and gentlemen, Jamaica must wake up to the powerful role of small business enterprises, such as those based on maximizing gains from our natural resources as a foundation for generating income and jobs. I accept that there are some economic challenges being faced by our nation and our people, and I understand. I would go through it as well, because every Jamaican can feel the impact. There are also some opportunities which we must seize and use to surmount the challenges. Some positive economic gains are being realized. In pressing forward to growth and development with job creation, we must exercise the resolve, resilience, persistence, and patience that characterize the work and success of our scientists, innovators, entrepreneurs, and other true nation builders. I salute those who will be recognized tonight for their tireless efforts in advancing the health, well-being, and wealth of Jamaica and our people through science and technology. Tonight I commend the awardees and many others who are blazing the trail of sustainable economic development for Jamaica through bold innovation for the present and the future. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you.
I have asked the Prime Minister to remain on stage because presentation will be made at this time. Ms. Bevan Morrison, member of the Scientific Research Council's Board of Directors, will present to the Prime Minister a copy of the book, Eminent Jamaican Scientists, Transforming Lives Through Innovation. Now, this book includes information on some of the names you heard the Prime Minister speak of in her presentation. Dr. T.P. Leckie, Professor Manley West, and NASA aeronautic engineer Robert Rashford, to name a few. Ms. Morrison, the book was edited by Ms. Morrison and Professor Morrison, but they are not related. But they do share a deep passion for science and technology.
Most Honorable Prime Minister, it is indeed an honor and my own pleasure to present to you tonight this book, Eminent Jamaican Scientists, Transforming Lives Through Innovation. And I should say to you, there are nearly 60 scientists that have achieved worldwide achievements, worldwide recognition, and there are at least 10 women in the book. I should also say that this is indeed the first publication that is being done under the auspices of the newly constituted National Commission on Science and Technology.
Ms. Hickley, may I invite you to just collect this because there's another one. Madam Prime Minister, we need you to remain on stage. Yes. Now, our second presentation is made on behalf of the Ministry of Science, Technology, Energy and Mining and the National Commission on Science and Technology and the Scientific Research Council. Ms. Rosie Fisher, General Manager of Marketex Limited, an SRC subsidiary, will present the gift to the Prime Minister as a token of their appreciation. And of course, we know that the Prime Minister is Chairman of the National Commission on Science and Technology, a body committed to developing Jamaica through science, technology, and innovation.
Most Honorable Prime Minister, on behalf of the Ministry of Science, Technology, Energy and Mining, the National Commission on Science and Technology, the Scientific Research Council, and indeed all stakeholders, it is with great pleasure that I present to you this evening this token of our appreciation.
We now come to the presentation of the National Innovation Awards in Science and Technology. But before we announce the winners, please help me welcome to the stage the Chief Judge of the National Innovation Awards, Professor Nkumba Kawa, Deputy Principal at the University of the West Indies, who will present the judges' report.
Ladies and gentlemen, the competition opened sometime in August and ended on October 30th. We received, November 30th. We received 93 submissions, and these are in these categories: health and safety 9, ICT 9, energy 12, agriculture, food and agro-processing 14, engineering 6, education and popularization of science and technology and innovation 13, environmental sustainability 12, youth category 15, entertainment products 1, others 1. When we received these submissions, a team of judges, of 19 judges, was put together, and these were drawn from the University of the West Indies, University of Technology, Jamaica Broilers, Jamaica Energy Partners, some independent consultants, University Council of Jamaica, some NIPA, the Bureau of Standards, Biotech R&D, and I think that is, I mentioned the Bureau of Standards, yes. So these judges were assigned these categories, and they were able to reduce the population of the submissions for consideration to 34, and these were invited for interviews. But the screening took into consideration the quality of the submissions in terms of innovation, which was a big part. Effectiveness was one of them. 30% for innovation, effectiveness 20, impact benefits 15, replicability, scalability 15, sustainability 10, cost effectiveness 5, collateral benefits 5, to give a total of 100. So those 34 that were selected were interviewed, and from that list, 11 winners were selected, one for each category except the category of entertainment products. Unfortunately, their own submission we thought needed some more work, and we hope to see it next time. So after the interviews, as I said, we had 11 winners, and I need to comment on the fact that we should have had 9, but basically we had a tie that we could not break. In the health and safety category, they had 2 excellent submissions. They did everything that we have asked them to do. The profiles were very similar, and we thought it was justified to consider them joint winners for that category. We also had a tie in the category of education and popularization of science and technology. There were 2 excellent submissions, each one in its own merit, and as you will hear from the descriptions, those were excellent winners as well. I want to point out that there are many observations we could make, but one stands out. And that is, of the 11 category winners, 10 are from either individuals in their own right or innovators from small institutions. Only one comes from what you consider to be a big institution. What that has taught us is that the aim of this series of awards basically to stimulate innovation, to recognize, to identify innovation, recognize it, and develop it, and help it to play a major part on the Jamaican scene is actually on its way. And it will be really a pity, in fact a big loss, if any of these innovations was to find their way, for any reason, in the United States, Canada, and other places. Not that we don't like them, but we would like to see those innovations take root here and contribute to job creation here and contribute to wealth creation here. So in spite of we trust that in spite of our economic challenges, some venture capital will be found to support some of them. I'm not at liberty to describe one of the winners who really impressed me, but when somebody does, you will agree with me that the innovation is so simple, the science, the design so elegant that if you don't protect it tomorrow morning and put a big ring fence around it, it could easily be copied. And when those of us who have been looking at Millennium Development Goals and other persons around the world who would want that kind of invention, just look out for one that says water something. You'll see what I'm talking about. The innovation in the world, in developing countries, that innovation will be exceptionally useful. So we need to protect it tomorrow morning before somebody actually takes it up. I want to, on behalf of the judges, to thank very much the employers who allowed them to participate and do this job. And I also want to congratulate all the winners very, very, very much, and to thank you all for your support. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Professor Kawa. Mr. Mark Chisholm of the Surgical Group will now join me on stage to make the presentation for first category winners. Our first category awardee for health and safety. Dr. Henry Lowe. Ladies and gentlemen, on the stage, a representative of Dr. Henry Lowe. That's not Dr. Henry Lowe, okay? But he works as a team, and I know that. And so a member of his team is here to collect this award. Also receiving an award for health and safety, Dr. Curtis Green. So you have to deal with the alternate in a different way. Thank you, Mr. Chisholm. Our next category is for information and communications technology, and I'd like to invite Mr. Christopher Daring, Chairman of LINE, to join us on stage to make a presentation. The award for ICT. Mr. Wayne Marsh, Lee Business Solutions Limited, Board Advertiser. To present the award in our third category, Dr. Wesley Hughes. Our third category is for energy, and our awardee is Fonseca Jack Stewart for his microwave ocean wave generator. Our fourth category is for agriculture, food, and agro-processing. Mr. Robert Levy, Chairman of the National Foundation for the Development of Science and Technology, will join us on stage to make this presentation. The awardee in this category is Ms. Alison Turner for her soil harvesting machine. Interesting. The soil harvesting machine. Now, Mr. Erwin Jones, Chairman of Petrojam, will make the next category award presentation. Fifth category is engineering and manufacturing. The awardee is our engineering and manufacturing awardee, Mark Bennett of Legal Technology, and another member of the team. Director General of the National Commission on Science and Technology. Please join me on stage to make the next 2 presentations. How many persons have left the stage already? About 5? Please wait for me before you leave. They all got $250,000 in addition to the trophy. Each of them getting $250,000, $250,000. Wow. So our next category is for education and the popularization of science and technology. And again, there are 2 awards. Our first award goes to Ricardo Allen of One-on-One Educational Services for Hilaka e-learning platform and courses. One-on-one, look at him. Woo! What's going on here? Is this a proposal or something? Ricardo Allen of One-on-One Educational Services and the 2 ladies. Our second award for education and the popularization of science and technology goes to Harlow Main and Mainex Technology Limited for the H2 Flex Hydrogen Hybrid Kit. Ladies and gentlemen, our second award for education and the popularization of science and technology, Harlow Main, the ladies and the team members. Lord. Prof. Thank you, Prof. You'll never leave his name, I'm glad that I'm almost boss. To present our next category award, I now invite Mr. Christopher Cargill, Chairman of the Petroleum Corporation of Jamaica. Our 7th category is for environmental sustainability. The awardee is ladies and gentlemen, our awardee for environmental sustainability, Construction Resource Development Center, and Anne Hodges and another member of her team, and sorry for that, Carmen Griffiths are on stage to collect this award. And we know the versatility of the bamboo. Now our 8th category is for Youth Innovator. And to make this presentation is Melissa Maraj, Chairman of the Scientific Research Council. The award goes to Mr. Dave Oakley of Think Bright Solutions for his PrimeBox digital app. Our 9th and final category in our National Innovation Awards is Science and Technology. Is the undefined category referred to as Other. We invite to join us on stage to present the award Ms. Michelle Forbes, the Acting Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Science, Technology, Energy and Mining. The awardee in this category is, ladies and gentlemen, our winner of the category Other, Mr. Jovan Evans. Now we'll have a look at the exhibition on the outside before you go. Thank you, Ms. Forbes. As we bring in the National Innovation Awards section of this evening's proceedings, as we bring that to a close, we come to the big one. The 2014 National Innovator of the Year in Science and Technology. At this time, may I ask you to turn your attention to the screens where we will now present a video vignette on our winner.